done it,
Oh yeah.
but no one
Oh my
else.
God.
Yeah,
And
no one else
no one,
has seen it,
it never saw the light of day.
which is why. So what I'm doing is
Wait,
this. The last break was 89 FLEER error code box, and that was a genuine error code box wrapped by Steve Hart. And so I paid a bit of money for it, and so I charged everyone. They paid quite a bit for the break, and I couldn't deliver on the break, a video for the break. I sent them the cards, but then if you remember, we didn't hit anything.
no,
Yeah,
it was a
so
bust.
I mean, we hit some error cards, but we didn't hit, the Ripken and et cetera. So that's why I'm doing the rebreak, and then you and Foulball Paul have the middle two stacks. And did you find out which stack Foulball Paul wanted? We'll surprise
Oh
him.
man,
You choose
I
one. Or
think
you know what? You can
you know
wait and
what?
see the top card also.
I would say that we should probably leave it as is, as fate has it. Oh, there's cards on the bottom. I never even knew that.
Yeah, and this is from a sealed case cello, so we don't know. We'll be able to see.
Oh, you know what? I want to see something before we open. Okay, you can just there's a there's a pattern that we're gonna be able to know if there's a Griffey.
I think so. The
No,
FLEER.
no, like there's like a known one.
Oh, really? So you may know where it is already?
Yes, there was a guy. I just want to see if this works. There was this guy that worked at my dad's store that got fired because he was like he knew the run and he was like selling the Griffey packs to his friends.
I remember you telling us this.
FLEER Cellos Griffey run.
So everyone that bought into our break before, Matthew C, Nolan C, Roger M, and Danny R are already in this break, for their same stacks. There's 6 stacks here, so we're gonna rip right in.
Okay, so if we do pull a Griffey, let's just like remember the cards that are around it. Okay.
That's what we'll have to do. I mean, that's
Yeah. Well, did you have? Is there a lottery here that we're trying to hit? Or
No, I didn't do a lottery for this one. We'll do it on the next one, and I have our next break already set actually, and a lotto already in mind for it. Since
like
this was a
even if you
bonus break, I didn't
someone
do
pulls Mike Heath and Tom Brookins in the same pack?
it. Right? That'd be awesome. Maybe that'll give them a wild in the next break. So, all right, Matthew C, we're starting with you. Kurt Young is certainly worth ripping. Uh, if we hit any of the big three on the front, then we won't rip those packs. And a Kevin Gross on the back, this is certainly rippable. So yeah, we have to kind of remember that we did a lot of 89 FLEER talk that nobody heard but us. We'll have to do some of those because you had a lot of
Insight.
yeah into the Ripken, so it's featured in the movie a few times. So
Well, let's see if we hit it. We'll spill the beans.
oh
Hey, wait! Tom Brookins. Now turn it around and see if it says Mike Heath on the back, and that'll be a great card.
oh no,
Whoa,
that's not a good sign. Uh
that's a
oh,
terrible sign.
yeah, that's a terrible sign.
That's probably the worst thing that could have happened to us. Oh wait, that checklist might be in error, but let's not check it. Chris Fazio spelled with an L.
Is it on this one?
He it would be what's the card number on that checklist?
Starts with 396.
Yeah, that's not the right checklist. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's one of the low ones, I think, if I
Yeah.
remember right. Nice Russell, Brady Anderson, number 5 on the bottom of his, Matt Williams, and Kevin Gross.
So
So
yeah,
no,
this set is loaded with error cards. The most famous being the Billy Ripken F face.
there's a guy that
Uh,
does a video with like how many? There's like over 100, I think, but there's like 60 or 70 like main error cards. I mean, we're like there's legit errors.
yes, I have a nice little cheat sheet that I put together of some of the famous errors. But if we spot one, the most famous thing in these cellos though is the run. Like all the cards always run the same. So it's like if
Of
you
course.
if you get a Griffey and you can go like to 10 this way and 10 that way, you're always gonna know.
Well, what I've noticed, I did a little cheating, is if we see the Jose,
There's a rookie. That's a
there's a
rookie.
rookie. There's a
Credit
little
show.
fade to that printing on some of these for whatever reason. If we see the Jose 40/40 card, then buckle up because it's usually Billy Ripken time. very soon after
Oh, really?
the 40/40 card. Yeah,
Wow.
that's what I've
I,
noticed.
I
So
hope I hope I get to buckle up.
still well. This is during the time when like all the double rookies Crime Dog, like had nobody on them. Like 86 was so nice. There was a few years. Save this
86
visual.
probably being the most prominent.
All right, Kelly Gruber on the front of this, and a Jack Clark on the back.
This is so cool that we're just going back in time here with some 89 FLEER Cello action. I probably opened thousands of these packs in my life.
Schooler. There we go. It's a little bit better printing. Some of these are the printing is just a little bit faded. That's nice there. Oh, so
Probably Willie Hernandez.
if you remember, yeah, I don't think we have an error box. Hopefully, we'll see everyone anyway, and we can still talk about the errors. But you could still see a little of the red, just a little, where that's whited out. So this is like the corrected. Like
Wait, what's happening here?
The ultra corrected version on Guillermo's card. There's a big red splotch, which is an error, and then they covered it, where you can almost see it still.
Yeah.
And so we have like one of those versions, but looks like where they have it pretty much gone. But
wow, I never even knew about that one.
You can just see a touch of it. Like,
yeah, I see it.
Yeah, just barely. But there's one where it's like a gunshot wound, where it gets just a big red splotch. And
I never even knew about that one.
Molitor All-Star card.
That would have been the equivalent of an insert card back in the day.
Yeah, and some of those are really nice. The 86,
like the 1987 FLEER and 86 FLEER All-Stars are really cool.
Yeah, and they're tough to get. They're really low pops in high grades too. Glenn Davis, Dave Parker, and there's a Jack Clark. Went to the Yankees. I forgot about that actually.
I didn't remember that either. Yeah. If I had to like put everything on the line, and someone was like in 1989 was Jack Clark on the Yankees, I would have lost that.
I remember him as a Cardinal because the 87 Topps Jack Clark card where he's caught in the middle of the pickle. I'm sure you remember the card. That was my favorite flip card. All right, final pack from Matthew C. I don't know. Did you guys play the flip game? Where you
Of course, come on.
Closest to the wall and then leaners and all that? Yeah.
Yeah. Sandy Alomar, that's a rookie. That's a terrible cut though.
Yeah, it's a little bit off. Jack, I won so many. I think it was just a mental thing, obviously. It's just the same as any other card. But me and that Jack Clark 87 Topps won.
That was like your trick card.
I don't know what it was. I mean, I could just lean. I mean, I just had so much confidence in that card. It was my card.
I read a little story on one of the players you just passed, Cal Daniels. Yeah. Someone wrote like this love letter to Cal Daniels on, look at that, on Facebook or somewhere.
Oh, yeah?
That was a funny read. But he was like beloved by people who lived in Cincinnati, apparently.
Yeah, I've read that before. There's Mookie.
Hey, look how happy he is. Playing the game the right way, you know?
That's the Mookie I want to remember. There. So, Oil Can, he was, he's with the stare. He was a very popular player for the Reds, absolutely. Let's leave these Sandy Alomars, and then you want to go to used to, or do you want to call it Foul Ball Paul? Or you want me to go to Nolan C and wait
I
for
need
you
time
guys?
to think about it. I need some time to think about it.
All right, we'll go.
It's very rare that I get to participate in one of these breaks, so I really have to play checkers. You guys are playing checkers. I need to play chess over here.
All right, so that is Matthew C. So we're Nolan C. And Mike Burbeck. And we revealed a Manny Trio behind. And we got a Rick Shoe on the back. So this is a rip all day long.
Apologies to some of the Mike Burbeck fans out there who may have wanted that. There's Cal again. So did we see these guys when we got him last time? No.
This was well, we've seen Jack Morris before. Yeah, some of the run was the same actually. Um, Maldonado, Walt Terrell, Franklin Stubbs. I wonder
Just
if that's
goes to show you how many like utility type guys were in the majors. Like,
absolutely. I don't know if that's from the same photo session or not. Walt Weiss, Rookie of the Year. Um,
yeah, sophomore slump.
it was the
Mike Pags,
Paliarulo, Ron Gant, Will
that's a
Clark,
good
and
one.
Palmeiro. Nice card.
Two guys that you would think would be Hall of Famers when you're a kid. Neither of them are in.
Kurt
Like
Flood.
you would bet in the schoolyard for sure that Will Clark and Rafael Palmeiro are Hall of Famers, right?
Yeah, especially Will Clark. I mean, he started off awesome back then.
And then
And
now it's done for both of them. But Will Clark was never even caught up in anything kind of
that was
scandalous.
56.
Um, More on Will Clark later if we pull the Billy Ripken.
Yeah. I remember part of that story from before. Let's leave this Gary Carter from Nolan C. And we'll go with the Manny Trio pack. I'm gonna move this over. There we go. Manny Trio, and we revealed Zane Smith, and we got Van Snyder on the back.
Not Corey.
No. And
Manny Trio. Wasn't Manny Trio an Aaron card?
he might have been one of the.
No, I don't. I don't have him on my cheat sheet, but he just. Oh yeah. What does it say? Like does he throw right? Yeah, that's a corrected. The error card says throws rig.
I think we have a corrected box here. We'll
That's
still
what
get
it's
to see
looking
him
like.
hopefully, but yeah, I don't think we. I really was hoping we had an error box. Eric Schall. There was a guy that posted in the Jabs break in the comments. I went back and forth with him. He was Bobby Bonilla, All Star. Ted Simmons. He bought a box of these, two boxes. Carlton Fisk and Dwight Evans. Carlton Fisk is a Hall of Famer. From Baseball Card Exchange last fall, and he hit 15 error cards in those two boxes, and they were both from a sealed case. And then I was like, hey, I got mine from Baseball Card Exchange last fall also. And if you notice, it was wrapped in July. So I'm like, maybe I got them from the same thing. And that's when I got the idea. So it's a little bit of a letdown that I don't think we have an error box. But Zane Smith and Pat Tabler. It's still a great set, loaded with rookies.
I mean,
And
it's definitely a lot of fun, no matter what.
David
Zane
Cone,
Smith.
Danny Jackson.
Who's
David
that?
Cone had a
David
great
Cohn and
year.
who?
Danny Jackson. Both of them had
Yeah,
really good years in '88. They're both All Stars. David Cone was
he
like
was great.
he was like 20-3 or something ridiculous like that.
Then he got caught like playing with his wiener in the bullpen during a spring training or something like that. Hey,
Snyder.
there he is. Look how happy he is.
Yeah, there's not too many
There
cards of
was
him
this.
happy.
There was a story of you can look it up somewhere, but he like you remember those super soaker guns?
Yeah.
So apparently David Cohn filled one of those up with urine and was squirting it at like people in the bullpen or something like that, and he got in trouble. Like the
Uh,
cops got called, and that's probably that's a true story because I remember it from my childhood.
like fans heckling him, you mean?
Fans were heckling him, so he pissed in a super soaker and squirted it at them. And
This is
okay,
100%
so Kevin
corrected.
Romine, that's him.
That's
That's corrected.
really
Yeah,
Kevin Romine, right? That's not Mr. Kutcher.
that is. Yeah, no, that's him.
So
You can see the comments.
we're all the way corrected. So we can talk about the cards, but yeah, we're all the way corrected. I don't think we they left
Well,
no
maybe we'll
stone
get
unturned.
Randy Johnson smoking a cig. We'll see. I doubt it. Look at that Corey Snyder. Only on this channel does Corey Snyder cards get sleeved, and they should everywhere. This should be a thing that's hobby wide. The type of respect this man deserves.
I heard a clip online of Corey Snyder from '86 or '87 talking about how he collected baseball cards and he bought the sets.
He probably. I wonder if he still has them. Should reach out to him.
Will
There
Clark,
he is. Will the Thrill.
it's a nice card. It's nice Mattingly.
Do you think I should Google that You think I should Google that David Cohn story just to make sure I'm not like spreading misinformation? Can't just be saying a guy's shooting David
Urine at the
Cohn
fans.
urine.
Jose Uribe, is that a $100,000 card?
I think that's you're a couple years early on that. Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, am not a I'm a fountain of information, not misinformation. Here's an article from the Baltimore Sun. Lawsuit accuses Mets Cohn of lewd behavior in a bullpen. David Cohn allegedly lured two women into the bullpen of Shea Stadium in '89 and masturbated in front of them. A lawsuit filed yesterday. Okay, well that is a different story than what I remember.
Well, that's
But
the first thing you said. So you were right initially.
okay, yeah, yeah. All right, I did say his playing with his wiener or something like that. So yeah, yeah. David Cohn got into some trouble, and I think that's probably why he had to see his way out of New York. And I think that's probably how he landed on the Blue Jays' doorstep so cheap, because then he could elude the law going to Canada, maybe.
Different country, fresh set of
That's
rules, clean
speculating.
slate.
Yeah, I'm only speculating, but he was looking for a new life, and he found one. World Championship in '92. That same year. That same year. Imagine that.
Yeah, he
That's
lucked right into
sure
it.
why. Like the date of that article is like a week before the trade deadline.
That's hilarious. They probably got him cheap too. All right, Danny R. Al
Yeah.
Nipper and Harold Baines. It looks like on the back.
Hall of Fame.
Harold Reynolds. Sorry.
Oh, not Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame commentator, maybe?
And Drew Hall and Mike Capel.
I actually remember Harold Reynolds being like a not a scrub, like he was a respected second baseman.
Yeah, absolutely. Dave Rigetti.
He wasn't like
Yes.
nothing to laugh about. If you had Harold Reynolds playing second, you had a pretty good second baseman.
Steinbeck. Juan Samuel.
Another second baseman. Rick Leach, we know about his kidnapping. Barry Bonds, future Hall of Famer.
Randy Bush.
You don't even sleeve Bonds. Only Corey Snyder gets sleeved.
Bonds. Yeah, I don't know. I'm
Not a fan.
I mean, I kind of was a fan, and then like his last few years, his attitude was just so poor.
Yeah,
He wasn't a role model for anyone. He was just kind of I don't know. There's the Harold Baines though, so
that's funny.
we were close.
You get the double Harold lottery.
Danny R. Second pack is Deion James and Charlie Huff.
NER usually gets good stuff.
Danny R. has done great in a few breaks. Look at that, Strawberry and Clark. See that?
That's a great pick. Will Clark's showing up in a lot of cards here. Kevin
Um,
McReynolds having a yawn.
and
Hey,
yeah,
there he is, the great Joey Bats.
what's
Jose
that?
Batista.
Oh yes,
Joey Bats. Showing off his forkball.
on August. Cleaton, Jeffries,
Fun.
Joe
There's the Joe
Carter,
Carter F base.
Diaz. A lot of that pose in this pack.
Yeah.
Gedman, Moyer, Gantner, McLemore, Fred Tolliver. All right.
I have no Fred Tolliver stories, unfortunately. Paul Mirabella. Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon, a little off cut. Is that a rookie? I think it is. Or is it second year? Might be second year. Brooke Jacoby, Boddicker, Berryhill, Greg Brock, Lazorko, Davidson, Perry, Lou Whitaker. He was
Is
on
he in
the
the Hall of Fame?
No, he was on the Veterans Committee ballot, and I don't think I don't think he was even very close this year. I don't think he got too much love. Neither did Dale Murphy and Don Mattingly. People were kind of thinking those guys were going to get in, but I don't even think they got very close.
It'll happen.
All right, second pack is Vinny DiCastano. I don't remember him. And Rick Shue on the back. And we do have a Hall of Fame pack as your final pack. I don't know if you'll be excited about it, but Schooler, Bruce Hurst, Ozzie Dibble.
Yeah,
Apparently,
we've seen these guys.
there's the. That's funny because the red is actually a little bit lower, like in a different spot. It was on the up end of the whiteout on the other one. That's kind of weird. Mike Scott, Dickie Thon, Bedrosian, Mitch Williams, Fitzgerald, Stubbs. Wasn't the lower left what you were talking about when you used to go Griffey Jr. hunting? Clark and Palmero.
Uh,
Or was that Wax?
that
Joe
may have
Carter?
been Wax. It's really interesting here how many how these guys like shifted teams. You don't realize it. Like you think it'd be like seeing some of these guys in weird end of their career uniforms that I don't remember them being in.
I know. Speaking of which, I have a card here. I'll show you. Actually, I'll show you now because Danny R is a Met fan, and it wigged me out. Final pack is a Jack Morris,
There you go.
and Van Snyder on the back. We've seen Van Snyder, but what was
Wait a
this?
second. That's really weird. Can you show another pack?
Which one?
Like
Another like it's on a
any
pin?
pack on the back of the thing is it down like that? Yeah. Okay. Never mind. It's like the card's upside down at the back. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I think after the stickers they reverse circulation, but 95 FLEER.
Whoa.
Have you ever seen? First of all, I forgot
No.
that he was even on the Giants, but he was not very happy. And I guarantee this looks like the photographer saying, "Hey man, can I take your picture?" And he's like, "No, go away." And he just takes it anyway. I mean, I've never
That
seen.
might be one of the most interesting baseball cards ever.
Right? I gotta take a picture of this, and you can use it for your Instagram one day when you're like in a foul mood
I didn't
or
even know. Look at him.
it's like a rainy day.
Look at that. I never even would like Daryl Strawberry on the Giants. This is like some weird Mandela effect thing.
I didn't
I
remember
have
this
no
either.
recollection of this.
I had never opened. This came in one of those card chase boxes I opened earlier. By the way, don't buy those. They're ridiculously over. They're $20 for like 12 junk packs, and you can get like some. They supposedly put big hits in them, but anyway, 95 FLEER. I'd never opened it before, but I set that
That's
card
a
to the side.
crazy pack
That's
or a crazy card.
that's insane. All right, final pack, Danny R.
It's like you read my mind. I was like literally just saying that, like that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Daryl Strawberry in the Giants uniform
And then just. I
and
mean,
like miserable.
and absolutely miserable, like only half of his face because he won't even like look at me.
Yeah, they're like spying on him.
Uh, he must have, I don't know, maybe he made someone at FLEER mad. Jeff Reardon. We got an all-star card coming. Maybe it'll be Met for you. Maybe a Strawberry. I think he's in the set. Boone, Ward, Jolts, Bream, Laudner. It's a Bobby Bonilla.
Well, there's a Met fan likes him.
Yeah, maybe he probably doesn't, but Dwight Evans, Carlton Fisk, that's a Hall of Famer, and then there's the Van Snyder. So we got some sleevable cards, but no. Maybe we're saving the rookies for the middle stacks. The big
Foul ball
rookies.
Paul.
Anyway. Is he going to be? Yeah, yeah. You'll have to decide.
Are we just sending everything to foul ball Paul essentially here? Is that what this break is about?
We'll have to ask these guys, but yeah, no. Let's see. Let's do. Yeah.
By the
Let's
way, foul ball Paul on the cover of the Sports Collectors Digest this month.
I saw that. I saw that online.
Unbelievable.
That link, Danny R. Decent stack. Roger M is up. Tony Pena. And let's see. And Andy Allison on the back. So this is a rip all day.
Cleveland Indians prospect Andy Allison.
Oh,
That was
Burks?
Burks. We talked about him before.
Yeah, it was a hot card back then. Bradley. Eric
Ernie
Key,
Riles.
Terry Kennedy. Glenn Davis. Dave Parker. There's the Jack Clark. Mike Maddox. Ruben Sierra. Dale
You
Murphy.
know what's a really nice card is Ruben Sierra 87 FLEER.
Yeah, that is a nice card.
Just like have a memory of it for some reason. Tim Belcher.
Belcher.
Good party tricks.
He's the I watched the 88 World Series Game 1 the other day. I kind of had it on the background when I was doing some other stuff. What a great Nolan Ryan. What a great start to that game. I mean, that game is so intense. Everyone remembers it for the Gibson home run at the end. You got to watch
Right.
the first inning. Canseco gets belted by Belcher, and kind of gives him a little bit of a look, and it gets a little bit grumpy, and Lasorda comes out to the mound, and what does Dave Stewart do? The first pitch of the bottom of the inning, Steve Sachs, boom,
Oh,
just
wow.
and Steve Sachs just puts his head down and runs to first base, doesn't even glance at Dave Stewart.
Dave
Um,
Stewart's a scary dude.
I mean, he's like, you want to give me first base? I'm taking it. I'm not even looking at you. And then what's funny is right after that, Vin Scully is going on about how Mickey Hatcher, Wally Backman, uh, is a contact hitter, and he pops a two-run home run
Ha!
immediately, just like that.
Yeah,
And
that was like Mickey Hatcher. That was like the surge of Mickey Hatcher. The
that's
legend of Mickey Hatcher is only that series. And like having oversized baseball mitts on FLEER cards.
yeah. But I mean, he literally had just got done saying it, like maybe the pitch before. He's just
Yeah,
a
that's usually
contact
how it
hitter,
goes.
and he just
That's
pops
like
it
usually how it goes, right?
right over left center.
Like
And
just as they mention some stat, like it blows. You know what I mean? They like set it up perfectly for the jinx.
and there's a Mike Heath on the back, which is probably a Mike Heath,
You know, it would be really cool if you had a Mike Heath on the back and Tom Brookins on the front of the pack. That would be a unique pack.
right? Yeah, a FLEER collector would definitely want that. Stanley Brains? It's a nice
Yeah,
card, actually.
I think we've seen him.
Darwin Joyner? I don't know if we've seen that one. Nice card.
Yeah, we saw this. Him McGriff. Still nice though.
Drebeck, yeah, we did. We definitely saw Gladden. Edgar Martinez, Hall of Famer. Jimmy Key,
Serviceable pitcher.
Jesse Barfield, Van Slyke, Julio Franco, All-Star team. Alvarez, Kipper, Greenwell. What's the year that he had all the RBIs? He had like 2 years in
80,
a
88, 87, 88.
Yeah, 88 he had 119. Didn't he have he might even had a year bigger than that. Like it might have been this year. Joe Hesketh, this is one of the error cards that I guess is uncorrected just because they don't think it's really an error. People still kind of debate. I don't know if I can get the focus on it. See the fan over his right shoulder?
Yeah, giving the finger. That's really funny.
We put it in our error list before when I made the lottery, and Mike Heath is really Mike Heath, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Sorry, Mike.
We knew pretty early on what kind of box this was going to be, sadly.
The first
But
pack.
we're still making the most of it.
Tom Brookins crushed our dreams in the first pack.
I think we're still drinking lemonade, though. You know what I mean? It's like we're still opening an 89 FLEER Cello box, and, I can't think of a better way to spend some time.
I mean, and the kid always makes us wait until the last pack anyway, so don't look for Griffey until the very end
Yeah.
if he shows up at all. He does not make an early appearance in our breaks at all.
Especially if someone who had this box knows the run and, just switch the packs.
Well, it was from a sealed case.
Okay, well, then we
Hopefully.
should be good. We should be hitting a Griff.
I don't know of any baseball card exchange is pretty reliable, so
No, they're pretty cool. I got nothing to say. I go to their booth whenever if I'm at a major convention and I buy some wax from them.
there's Stu Clyburn by Lucky.
Stu, spelled STEW. Luis de los Santos.
It
Chris
seems
Quinn.
like that's actually a good point because we've run into him before and made that joke, and it's spelled STU, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't know if he couldn't decide or if that's an error card. Maybe it's an error card. Chris Quinn, Frank White. Frank White used to be one of the nicest guys at Boardwalk in baseball. All right, final pack for Roger M.
Roger M. usually his last pack is going to be stacked,
Ron Tingley
and that's a good sign.
and Don Slott on the back.
Wow, you couldn't think of better.
Better bookends for a pack.
Yeah, I mean that just stinks of something great. Kevin McReynolds right away. Joey Bats.
We did see this. I don't know if we saw
Tom
anything good.
Yeah, we've seen this Greg Jeffries run.
We saw this run for sure. Let's see if it changes up maybe at the break. Keith Moreland, where we're going to have an all-star card. Will Clark, all right.
Yeah, we haven't seen that. Yeah, but like that's the 11th Will Clark card in this set.
Will Clark was
Harold Bainsby's got in.
Luis Rivera, Herb Reynolds for sure, Uribe, and yeah, we saw the rest of those. All right. So what's it going to be? Top or bottom, Stu?
Upper
or lower?
How did you have it originally?
Originally, I had you as the upper and foul ball Paul as the lower, but I mean that was just random.
Well, let's just keep it the way that you have it. I say you open foul ball Paul's first.
Okay, we'll do foul ball Paul first with the lower, and that's Andre Scalaraga and McGriff, and Pat Tabler.
Are you sure that's McGriff? Yeah, that's McGriff. Never mind.
I think it's just the year that he went there, isn't it? 89.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was there for their run. No, we're so bad. Gerald Perry. It's like
that's what I was gonna say.
It's like 2 years before McGriff was there. What am I thinking?
I was like, I didn't think that was Fred McGriff. David Cohn. Funny story about him.
Larry Sheets.
We always learn something. The Cal Daniels pack.
This is the Cal Daniels David Cohn pack. But it started. We never saw the Fred McGriff.
Paul's going to be very happy though. He loves all of these guys. He can tell you like their home address, their social security number.
Pass squad, Dravecki, the real Kevin Romine, Giraldi,
Joey Meyer. Remember him?
Joey Meyer. Oh yeah.
A bit of a slugger.
Goose Gossage, Gary Pettis.
Always doing something funny on his cards, Gary Pettis. You can always count on him.
He always has kind of a sour look. And there we go. All right, so first pack for Foul Ball Paul. Second pack is Bill McGuire.
Oh, I know he's a Bill McGuire fan. Maybe we should... Oh, and he loves Gary Thurman.
Gary Thurman, the
speedster.
Gary Thurman is... he was was he the first overall pick? He may have been the first overall pick in the draft.
We'll say on his fun fact maybe on the back. We haven't seen any of these players, though, I don't think.
Todd Worrell, Rookie of the Year, a couple years before. He was at Boardwalk and Baseball. He was up in the stands in street clothes. Tom Brookins. And signing cards and signing everything for everyone. There's Sandy Alomar. We saw that before, but we'll leave that. And I went up and got his autograph, and then these guys grabbed me. This is right around the time where, like, it was, baseball cards were like a side business for guys. And they handed me 5 Gary Thurman, I think it was 87 FLEER. And it was like, under a Sharpie, like this. And they were like, hey, go up there and get these signed, and you can keep one for yourself. And so
that's nice.
I went right back up there and handed them to him, and he was like, oh, wow, you're like a big fan of mine. And I'm like, yeah. And I ran back down, and I felt a little bad about it. I'm like, oh, that's a little. But I looked up at him, and he's laughing and signing with people. And Dwight Gooden. Super nice guy, Gary Thurman. That's him. He was up there just in street clothes, just hanging out. And like there wasn't, like 5 or 6 people like around. It's not like he was mobbed or anything, but
he's probably a really good, like.
He was a hot rookie at the time.
Fact? What does it say on his fun fact?
Oh yeah, see what I don't know if he was the first overall, but he was definitely
sounds familiar.
Considered number 1 minor league prospect in Royals organization.
Yeah.
Successful in 5 or 6 stealing tries last season. Called up with the Royals. Yeah, he was called up and he had a really hot little run, but when he was out there every day, I don't think he was quite what they expected him to be, unfortunately.
Well, at that point, he was 6 years removed from being drafted, and he still really hadn't cracked the big club. But I remember him stealing bases for some reason. Speedster. Gary Thurman,
and really nice guy. I hope I still have that card, actually, because I got his autograph on a ball. And then I hope I still have that 87 FLEER.
You have the Gary Thurman Sweet Spot auto?
I don't know. I think it's probably not Andy Hawkins on the front because I was trying to get and Harold Reynolds on the back. We've seen that. This was a different. We didn't see Andy Hawkins on the front. I think I was trying to get all the Royals on one baseball, if I remember right, at that year, '87.
Ah, that makes sense.
If I remember right, Frank White took the sweet spot.
Is that a Gary Sheffield rookie? Yep. We haven't seen
Nice.
that yet.
We haven't, so that's nice. We're still hoping for Griffey Jr. to make an appearance. I mean,
He's waiting for the last row.
he's gonna make us wait. Buddy Bell, Steve, Gallego. What? Gaetti, Will Clark All Star. We have seen this one. Fisher, Lee Smith,
Yeah,
Harold
got these
Baines,
guys.
and Jeff Reed.
But he'll be happy, foul ball Paul, about the Gary Sheffield.
Sheffield and Will Clark for sure.
Does Griffey get a one touch if he's pulled, or
I mean, at this point, absolutely. I'll be so excited just to.
somebody's got to go?
I don't care if we hit a
one-touch?
black box, Billy. I mean, he's probably going to get a one touch too, just because we're
Good.
so
That's what I'm
excited.
saying. That's the type of respect that we have here for the era. We don't,
All right, foul ball Paul. Denny Walling and Candyman. I don't know if we've seen these guys.
Chances are somebody in this pack has gotten mail from foul ball Paul. He mails baseball cards to a lot of these guys.
All the players, yeah.
So there's a good chance that he's already a pen pal with Bill Piccata or Tim Tuffle. We haven't seen these guys yet. This is new. Barry Jones. Holy shit. Foul ball Paul's dad's name is Barry Jones.
Oh yes, I think you actually
Yeah.
mentioned that maybe one time before.
I know, but that's like in the foul ball Paul run. He pulled a Barry Jones.
Should we sleeve
That's
that?
pretty cool.
We'll
That's pretty cool.
We'll sleeve
I
that
think we should.
in the final foul ball Paul back for sure. Yeah, I remember that. You told me that now. I think
Foul ball pulling his dad, and that's the Lord works in mysterious ways, my friend.
Clint Braggs. It's a hot card back then.
Steve Lombardozzi. That's a good Scrabble.
Baseball
Last
Scrabble,
name.
yeah.
Joe Girardi,
Joe Girardi, rookie.
future manager of champions.
Mike Davis. Denny Martinez. Mark Gubicza. He was another one of the Royals guys at Borowkin Baseball that was great about signing. Kind of underrated pitcher, too. 20 wins, one
Oh, he was
year.
great. I liked Mark Gubicza.
He was excellent. And
He was like the Hall of Very Good.
all right, Stu. Well, it's going to be up to you if we're going to see the rookies or not. We've seen the Sheffield and the Biggio. We haven't seen Smoltz. We haven't seen Randy, and we haven't seen the kid. So, what do we have here? We got a prospects on the back, so I don't think there's any great prospects. So, Gary Hall and Mike Rockford. All right. Kreuter, Perez, Steve Farr, Ted Simmons, Righetti.
Devo.
All right. Did we see?
Yeah.
But Bruce Sutter. Yeah, we saw these guys, but it's right before we hit. Is it the Biggio? You might be getting a Biggio. Eddie Murray.
No, we haven't seen these guys.
We haven't seen Eddie Murray. Not sure if we saw Hojo yet.
We haven't seen any of these guys.
Rich Yet.
This is new. Like, something's about to happen here. Something magical could happen here.
Eric Davis. That's true. We have not
We
seen
would
Eric
remember
Davis.
if we saw Eric Davis. Look at how intense Eric Davis looks. He's ready to knock the cover off the ball.
We absolutely. I remember him doing that with his bat too. He had a very unique bat stance. And Kelly Paris, Wilson, Katana, Grace, like a second year Grace, Robin Yount.
Dante Bichette, rookie, his son, Bo Bichette, one of the top players at the Blue Jays organization.
He looks just like him too. I mean, give him like a scraggly beard,
And long hair.
Yeah, like a little bit of a mullet, and it's him all day. Tony Gwynn. All right, so we got two Hall of Famers there, Stu.
Man, Foul Ball Paul's going to be really happy.
Gwynn. We unfortunately We have seen Bautista. I'm going to set this one to the side because I just ran out of sleeves and I don't want to get up.
Oh, Joey Bats?
Joey Bats. That's definitely a rippable pack. Keith Atherton. Yeah. This is a hard rip. Don August.
Yeah, we know these guys.
Macklemore, Tolliver. We've seen that run for sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes it changes at the break, though.
Oh, Melito we haven't seen.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, this is new. This is new. We've got a shot at something special here, folks.
Kevin Mitchell.
We haven't seen him.
Fred Lynn.
Oh man, what's going to happen here, folks?
Fred Lynn getting up there in age. Jay Howell.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting crazy.
Rick Aguilera.
Rick Aguilera. We haven't seen him yet.
Dave Smith.
Holy smokes.
Getting ready to throw a slider.
Here's some fresh faces for you, folks.
Oh, Big
Mark
Mac.
McGuire, we have never seen Big Mac.
Big Mac for sure. Ricky
Henderson. Look at all these brand new fun faces.
Inky
The
Villa.
Inky.
Pete Smith. Kirby Puckett and Eric Davis. We haven't seen that.
No, we haven't.
And then Bob Horner's back.
Bob Horner is a Cardinal.
Remember we talked about Bob Horner going to Japan?
Yes. He came back and yeah, I see that. Look at that, Japan.
So I was wrong though. I have to update that story. We talked about that. He did not hit 50 home runs. He hit like 30 home runs. I mean, he did pretty good in a short season, but his number was 50 because that's how many home runs the team wanted him to hit. And he was like a big star. I mean, he was a slugger over there. But the funny thing though is he won like $7 million lawsuit. This 87 was part of a year where the owners got busted with collusion. And and he's one of the guys where, I mean, look at his numbers, 27 home runs every year, 32. So if you go to arbitration with that and you're top 5 in home runs over the past 5, you have to get paid a certain amount. And so the owners started losing in arbitration to the guys like this who, they just didn't want to pay, $2 million a year to. And they started just kind of squeezing them out of the league. And that was illegal because they colluded to do it. It wasn't just an individual effort. And they all got a lot of money. I think it was like 2004. Bob Horner got.
Holy smokes!
He got it took years and years, but he got like $7.2 million. Rob Dibble, we've seen Rob Dibble, but
oh wow!
But we haven't seen Roger Clemens on the back. So
wow!
So the first half will be a repeat, and the second half will be some new cards. So
yeah, just don't rip that because
I did. It's ripped. He spoke too late.
No, I was joking. Yeah, we've seen these a-holes. Hey, look, gunshot or no? That looks clean.
It's pretty clean. It's the lower one though. The first Guillermo had the little bit of red at the top though. It's kind of. But yeah, we knew we were going to see the first run before Will Clark and Darryl Strawberry. That's a nice card. I like that. And the
Will Clark bringing in his 15th card in the set.
And hopefully some
Star
new cards here.
of 89 FLEER is Will Clark.
I mean, he literally has at least 5 cards that he appears on at this point. Manny Lee.
We've seen these guys.
Cecil and Alan Trammell, All-Star. We haven't seen that one. I'll set that into the good file. Whoops. Tom Prince, Balboni, Pendleton, and Rocket Roger.
Do you remember Bye Balboni on the Mariners? I think of him as a Royal.
Right, he doesn't look pleased there. Yeah, this was his first year with the Mariners. Actually,
did he ever have big home run numbers? Like, why is he Bye Balboni? I guess it looks like he had 20-something home runs a few years there.
Yeah, 34, 33, 32. Oh, no, sorry, that was before he got called up. So he gets called up, and yeah, he had 28, 36 in 85.
Yeah.
With 166 strikeouts. So he was one of those Rob Deere. It's all or nothing. All right, final pack.
A guy that would have excelled in like today's modern game where strikeouts don't matter.
So we've seen Charlie Huff. Yeah, exactly. I don't think we've seen Jeff Parrott before.
We haven't seen Jeff Perry.
So maybe
No,
it'll
we
be
haven't.
the first half. Maybe will be new and the second half won't.
Oh no, we've seen
89 Fleer
George
hasn't
Brett.
been the greatest for us. There's a George Brett.
George Brett was playing first base at that point.
Yeah. Towards the end of his career, they moved him. You got to remember, I mean, he's a rookie in 75, I think, or 74. So
Right.
he's getting up there. But yeah, they moved him to first base. So Biggio rookie, that's the only rookie we've
Wow. So
really
no
seen.
no Griffey, no Griffey, no Ripken. That's two boxes of Fleer '89 that we've ripped,
We've
and
ripped it.
we're
We've
0 for
gone through
2.
a lot of 89 Fleer. Um,
Third time's a charm, my friend. We're gonna have to do this
we'll
again.
have to do it again. Maybe I'll spring for there's a Flash Gordon. Maybe I'll just spring for another genuine error box, and we'll just press our luck. Um, because I think I don't want to say his name. One of the guys on the Wax group has them, and I don't know how many he has left, but Charlie Huff rounds it out. So
I think. I mean, I'm definitely giving my stack to Foul Ball Paul. So if anyone else would like to follow suit with that, feel free. Otherwise, this is, listen. I have a lot of fun doing these with you, and I think that nobody who's buying into this break is expecting to strike gold. I think it's more about the nostalgia and the fun of us opening the packs, having little anecdotes about some of these players, and getting to live vicariously as you thumb through our childhood memories. So this was a successful break in my book,
I think so
and
too. And I wanted to talk about this in the when we actually hit it, but we'll
ha,
remember I told you that time I was like, remember the Simpsons did a goof on it,
that's so
but it
fun.
wasn't the series. They just they did he did cards, Matt Goring, and I have our next break already picked out, so I'll do a quick teaser for that. Check that out.
Oh wow,
So 83 Fleer Cello. So
wow,
in
wow.
83 they didn't do the wide cellos, so it'll be a little more pricey per break. There'll be only four spots, but you get like more cards per break. And this is
It's a big box.
another cello that is from a seal case. So no one's ever opened this. Nobody knows who's on the front of the back. So these the hot rookies will be protected. But that's our next break. So maybe like next weekend or something. Whatever. I'll put it up for sale. And 83 tops or
Yeah,
excuse me,
good luck,
83
guys. That's
Fleer.
going to be a lot of fun.
That'll be a lot of fun. But
There's two photos on every card.
and there's double cards. Remember
Yes.
double cards? There's a couple of double cards which will be our lotto, and I'll put up a preview video with that. But we're 0 for 2 on 89 Fleer, but we're
Yes.
not giving up. We're not
No.
out yet.
No.
We're going to take a couple pitches and settle in and reconvene. Stu,
Yeah.
as always, thank you for joining us, and
Hey, no problem, man.
thanks
Always
to
a good
everyone
time.
for buying in. And if anyone wants to donate to Foulball Paul, just leave a comment or send me a message, and we'll get a little package for Foulball Paul together.
And if anybody out there wants to donate any of their cards to Foulball Paul, you could just give them Paul's address.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys out there that there's a lot of unwanted cards. Unfortunately,
Yeah, well, Foulball Paul is a home for unwanted cards. There should be no cards feeling unwanted in this
right.
world when there's someone like Paul to give love to all of those cards.
I agree. So, all right, we're going to do it again soon. But thanks again, Stu. And thanks for everyone to
Take
buying
care,
in.
man.
And check the channel for the preview video for the next break coming up soon, 83 Fleer. Thanks, Stu. See you soon, man.
See you.